Good evening folks and welcome. We're on the AU42 amplifier from Hacker. This is another one that belongs to Phil. Basically it's a service really, and this is absolutely immaculate. Let's turn it round. See, got all the Chinese, well they're not Chinese hats on this, but it's got all the trims because they're not sort of like shaped, they're just flat. But it's got all the trim, all the brights, all the knob brights on it. I'm not going to do a bass line on this, it's only an amplifier. I'm not going to turn this on, I'm just going to take it apart and go through it. And this is really nice and mint. There's not a dint on the grill anywhere. I mean, I can't see any imperfections. Knobs feel nice. Yeah. Anyway. Now we've done the touchy-feely bit, feeling the knobs, and let's have a look how this thing comes apart. Right. I did read the manual. Honest folks, I did. I read the manual. But reading the manual and remembering the manual, that's another matter, isn't it? So let's get it apart. Right, so we need a flathead. Let's see if my flathead will do it, the one I use for, oh yeah, that's loose. Somebody been inside my amplifier before me. That one's tight. Not very tight though, I mean, but there again, not an AU42, sorry, it's an AL42. AL42. Disregard anything I say, I'm usually full of shite. It's an AL42, not an AU. AU is the bush one. That's the bush. AU's a bush designation. So what we do, we just lift the back off nicely there like that, and then we find a sticker. That's the plate off the back, or well, it's the plate from inside here. We'll find out where that came from and stick that back on. We'll put the back over here. Be alright there. Right. This should come apart the same way the record player did, except you have to go into this from, it's the same construction, got the same bits in it by the look of it. Might as well have, won't it? Let's see how we 1972 this was made. These things are getting fucking younger. Right, so basically what we have to do here is, to get the amplifier out, we have to remove, hey, there's an old elastic band, look at that. Hey, you needed an elastic band for your operation, Phil. That's probably the one out of it. It looks the same shape. Right, so we'll start by, right, I did take 100, what's that, that was just my little screwdriver, don't matter about that, I'll pick that up in a minute. So I hope I don't need it to get this screw out of here, which I do, yeah. Right, to get the amplifier out of this, you can't take the case apart, you can't get into it from the bottom, you can't get into it from the top, you have to go in through the rear. I'll tell you what, it's beautifully made. So basically I think what you have to do, because you can't even lift the amp out through there. When we can get it through the top here, I don't know. I have done one before, but I can't remember. It's been a long time. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get me next screwdriver. I'm going to undo this. There we are. Because and hopefully they've left enough wire in there for me to withdraw the amp, so that I can. Yeah, it comes off. You don't take this cross brace off. And the other thing to remember is to put all your nuts back on your bolts. That way you don't end up saying, "Oh fucking hell, where the fuck's that gone?" Right, the amplifier comes out the same way. I think it comes out the same way as the way it does in the record player. Mounted exactly the same. Yeah. Right, we've got 2 washers there. Did we have 2 washers on the other one? I would imagine we did, because I don't think, to be perfectly honest, I don't think anybody's ever been inside this. Yeah, we did have the other washer. There it is. Get that where it belongs so that we don't lose it. And you know something, I'm really happy with the way these are going so far. I mean, if this is anything like the record player I've just done, where you know everything's nice and it's nothing too far out of tolerance, I'm going to be a happy man. Now that's the amplifier there done. Now what we need to do is get our tool. I don't think we'll be able to get in with this tool. We might. Yeah, we can. Let's not take it too far up, because I don't want to take the nut right off, because right, get the pliers. Hang on a minute. Get the pliers, and we can just try and grip that there to move it. There we go. See, because I've been down there all them years and they're putting on an angle, there is a slight angle between that metal piece there and the amp, because the amp's it's a chassis, isn't it? And then you've got it, so there's obviously got to be a slight angle. Now this is going to be the hardest one. Let's try and find out where the nut is without getting any residual voltage in me. See, this is the one. This is the one that I remember when I did the last one of these I did. That's the transformer. And that's the nut down there. Now you try and get into it. It's there. You've got to get your tool on. There we are. That is a difficult one to get to. So we'll wind that one up. And that's another reason why I don't take the nuts all the way off. I mean, you probably can take this back panel out, but I'm not going to. Unless I absolutely have to, then I will. But if I don't have to, I'm not going to, because I don't remember. From what I remember, I'm not going to get in there with the pliers, so I'm going to have to use the. There we go. I thought I'd undone the nut completely. Mind you, I'd be able to get the nut back on it, because I'd get it on with the chassis out. Right, so let's get the. There we are. Oops, get that screw. Now, I might have to take this plate out. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, folks. I might have to take this out, but we'll see. See if I can get the amplifier out. I mean, it does allow you the clearance. What I'm going to do first, before I do anything, I'm going to push the amplifier a bit further forward if I can, and I'm going to pull the valves. ECL 86, or tubes as you Americans call them. I don't know why you call them tubes or tubes. I don't understand that, because on I've seen some of the circuits that you work on, and on the manuals it clearly says V1 and whatever for valve. So I'll never quite understand it, but there again, there's some things in life you're not designed to understand, like women. Yep, that's the second foreign made one. What about the rest of them? Made in Great Britain. Made in Great Britain. It's the second EZ80 I've seen that's foreign made. Not that it's a problem. So what we do next, we get the... I don't think we're going to get this amp out this way. I don't think we're going to get this amp out this way. It's supposed to come out this way, but I don't think it's going to. It's supposed to come out with that brace in place, but it's going to be close. There we go, look at that. It does come out with the brace in place. So what we need to do next is get all the connections off it. So we'll feed it back in that way, and this thing that you're designed to pull it with. Jesus, I'll tell you what. At least to make it so you can get the bloody plug through anyway. And this has got to be one of the hardest ones. Like the record player, right? How are we done with the speaker on here? The speaker's disconnected. It says take note of how to disconnect the speaker. They don't give you enough fucking wire, do they? Because the speaker's disconnected. They've disconnected the speaker, so I'm gonna have to have a look at. I have to look at something else to see which way, because it's got to go back on. It's got to be in phase. Right, so the next one is the tone controls. So if I turn the amplifier around, and I can't get to that way, so this is difficult. It's just, I'm just making sure they have used a plug. Yeah, they have. Get me little just trying to get it into a position so that, see, this has been in here all these years, and we've got, what do you call it there, haven't we? We've got a cable tie there. So if I can just rest this back down, maybe if I release the cable tie, that'll give me a bit of clearance. Yeah, there's a cable tie there. If I release that cable tie, there we go. Jesus, it's like putting your hand in Warby's wallet. Okay, now you get your hand stuck. There we are. Not much clearance, but it's a little bit. Now it's just a matter of getting the fucking... Oh, what have I done? Yeah. Yeah, I've gone and pulled the bloody input lead off the plug. Oh, fuck's sake. Not a problem. Not a problem, we can get it back on. There we are. You have to just bring it out slowly. There we are, we're out. Yeah, I've gone and knocked the input lead off the plug. It's no problem, we'll solder that back on. I just need to remember that I have to do that. Right. Capacitor looks okay, there's no lumps, no spunk coming out, and it is a 50 microfarad capacitor, the same as the other one. And I don't know about these airy ones. They look like they've been replaced. It looks like some works, but yeah, these resistors here have been done as well, same as in the other one. So somebody's done this. Yeah, and they're the speakers. I'm not sure which way. I thought they would have given you a bit more speaker wire. Hang on a minute. Bear with me, folks. Right. So what we'll do, we'll shift the case because we don't need that up here, and just put that down the bottom here. That'll be alright there. Right. Get two of those capacitors that I replaced in the last one, because I'm going to do them as a matter of course. So we'll get two of those. So if the camera wobbles, it means my fat gut has caught it. How many capacitors have I got left? Because I'm going to need at least, oh, we're okay, we've got plenty of them. More than enough to do Phil's jobs. And hello? Right. Yeah, listen, what did you want specifically? Because I'm in the middle of doing a repair. Oh, okay, I'll give you a ring back when I've done this, okay? See you later, Flower. Bye. Bye-bye. My daughter. Anyway, forgive the state of my shirt if you're watching for the first time. Right, so what we'll do, we'll change these two capacitors because I'm doing them as a matter of course anyway. So we'll change those. I mean, there are people who say, like I said last night, they don't go bad, they do. There we go. I've had them fail. And it was in one of these it failed. Well, not actually one of these. It was in the record player version. It's the same fucking thing, isn't it? Where's me sucker? Shut up! Where's me sucker? Where's me fucking sucker? There it is. And clippers. Right. Just take these off because yeah, somebody's done some work on this. No. Where's me curly whirly pliers? My little ones I use for putting the nice little bends in the wires. What I'm going to do this time, so I don't cut them a bit shorter. See, they're the same length, so what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to I'm going to bend them roughly to what they are. Straighten them. So you get people who want all the capacitors a certain way. Resistors have to go in a certain way. Everything has to be the right way around. I can't figure that one out. You know, when I do, I just stick them in. I mean, do them neatly, stick them in. Just put them in, get them neat. Yeah, definitely. We all like a neat job. And if somebody's paying you, they're entitled to a neat job. There we go. Now all we do, we bend that. Bend that. There we go. Might not need me sucker actually, because it probably just feed through. No, don't need the sucker. Bit of left-handed soldering here going on, and right-handed soldering rather. There we go. Right. Let's take that one back out because that's a bit untidy. It's a bit untidy that. Right. So we'll put that there, straighten that, and we shall bend that there. that there. That's better. Yeah. Much better. Neatness, folks. Neatness. That's what we like to see. We like to see neatness. No sloppy work here. I got that wall from Music Centre off Mildred. Yeah. Gave it, like I said last night, I gave him a hard drive for it, so let's check this one. It's a bit too far as well. So what we'll do, we'll straighten that one because it's the longest one. And we'll move it in a bit. Check the diameter again. This has got an extra capacitor. Oh no, it's not. It's the same, it's just got, instead of having micas, it's got tubes. That's perfect. So let's just clip. I think my clippers are getting blunt. There we go. It's always nice to do a nice neat job. See, I thought I'd have needed my sucker, I don't really, I mean, because it just pops through, you know what I mean. There we are. I will put some solder on there though. Obviously. A bit more right-handed action. Come on. That's it. We're in the hole. Solder the capacitor nicely in. There we are. Do this joint here as well. We're happy with that. Right. So that's okay. Now let's get to measuring capacitors. First let's measure the voltage, residual voltage that might be left in the smoother, stroke reservoir because it's two capacitors in one. So we'll see what residual voltage we've got. Fuck all. 8.4. 0.8.4. And 0.8.3, they're quite even, so I would imagine. And it is a 50 microfarad cap. Both of them are. So let's get the capacitor tester out. The ESR tester, and let's get testing. And try not to bang the tester case off the valves. Yeah. See, they put a socket on there for the record player, one there for the speaker, yet they take the speaker straight to the transformer. Why didn't they spend the extra couple of pound and give you the fucking, you know what I mean? And give you the fucking socket, because that's going to be, I'm going to have to work out which way around that goes. I'll have to look at the other amplifier. to see which way the brown goes on, because it doesn't tell you in the manual, it just says make a note of which way. Yeah. And of course I didn't, because they came off. I thought they were a bit more longer than that. Still, just means whipping the back off the other one and having a quick look. We're not ready for that yet. I've got to make the lead up as well. Same as the other one, 78, pretty much. ESR's nice and low. 75. Low ESR on it, so they're good. They're good to fight. Then capacitors are good to fight another day. Yeah, I'm just doing a visual inspection. Yeah, I'm happy with it. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Now let's test these other ones. These are all going to read wonky, but I know they're going to be pretty much okay. But they are going to read wonky, so I'm going to have to snip them. But what I'm going to do, if the ESR's good, I'm just going to leave them, because I'm pretty sure that they're okay. In circuit leaky 1.2, that's a bit high. Let's see what the let's see what the value should be. See what the value of it is. $16 microfarads at 275 volts. I hope it ain't fucked, because I fucking haven't got. It's reading 1 ohm on the ESR, which is acceptable, but. So 14.25, yeah, it's only a little bit out to go back in. See, I haven't got near that voltage, but yeah. Solder him back in. There we go. Let's get the old solder, the old iron. Let's turn my meter off, because it eats batteries, this meter. It's a good meter, but other than that it eats batteries. Right. Are we soldered on there? Give it a bit more. That's better. Right, these ones here, well, that one looks like it's a bit furry. Yeah, that one looks a bit furry. It looks like it's got something on that. But I think these are only very low value and low voltage, about 15 volts. Yeah, 25 volts. That one's leaked, so that one can be replaced. So that's got powdery shit coming out of it. So it's got dry shit on it, so that can be replaced. Right. No matter what it reads, it's being replaced. So let's see what, out of curiosity, what it does read. And it's a 47 UF, I've got plenty of them. At the voltages I need them at. $55. It's a good, but it's reading. I mean, it's a bit over, but there again, it's reading. ESR's even still good on it, but I'm not happy because it's got crap coming out, so it'll be replaced. So we'll leave that there for a minute. That's got to be replaced. And let's test the rest of them. 69. Yeah, that, I might replace all these. I'll replace all these blue ones, I think. They're all 47 UF. Yeah, they're all 47 at 25 volts. So I will replace them all. In circuit leaky. It probably isn't, but I'll replace them because I've got them, so yeah. Right, so let's just get the hello. Right, so let's turn that off for a minute. Let's get me 47 UF capacitors. I should have enough because I've got another 2 amps to do if they're needed. Right. Right. I should have them in 25 volts. Mind you, 25 volts is the minimum. If I've got them higher, that's not a problem. So, shut up! So, I'll pause the video for a minute and I'll come back in a minute when I've routed through this lot. Right, we're back and we've got enough. I've managed to find, I'll test them. I've managed to find enough 47 at 25 volts for this amp. Should have enough for the rest of them. So we'll test them. They are brand new, but there's no point chasing your ass, is there, if there's an issue. Yeah, that one's coming in at 52. That's okay. It's ESR's really low on it, so we're okay. We're all out with that. You don't expect them to be super accurate. 48, and the ESR's low on that. I'm not going to either reading out the ESR on every single one of them. If I say it's low, it means it's low less than 1 ohm. Yep. That one's 52, it's good. Microfarad that is. These testers are absolutely fabulous. I mean, they really are. 51, and that one's nice and low on its ESR as well. They all are. Low ESR, and they're all pretty closely matched. That's good. Don't have to be matched for this application, but they all are very close. These are actually these are these are not actual capacitors. They're actually wires are at each end, but the wires are at the same end. Radial. These are radial capacitors, not actual. So, but it doesn't matter. That do the job. and the positive goes to this end. They're all marked. We'll test all them capacitors once we've pulled them. I mean, this one is not bad, but it's leaking shit really, so it has to come out. Speaking of shit, there we go. So if we look at this one here, folks, zoom in. If I can find the remote, there we go. There we go. Now if I can move the capacitor within the right range, there you can see all that stuff on the end there. That's fucked. So that has to be done. What I'm going to do, I'm going to leave you zoomed in that far so you can see me do it. So you can see exactly. So what we'll do next, see if we can get the bits of the old capacitor out. If we can't, we'll just have to leave them in there. We'll see. Just check that. Yeah, them two pins there connect together. So they might have used the lead from the capacitor to do that. No, they haven't. Which is good. This one's really clipped small. That's going to be an issue to get out. Let's try the sucker with that one. See if we can suck that straight through. Bit of right-handed action again on the soldering iron here, folks. Bit of right-handed action. There it is. We got it. I think we did. No, we didn't. It's there. Oh, I can get that with the pliers now. Now we've got the big blob of solder off it. I can get the pliers on that now. And just put that there. Now, let's put the new one in. And that'll go straight in there, no problem. I won't bend them over just yet because I want to get them nice and neat, and when I'm happy with them, then I'll bend them into position. Push that down so the legs are flat. Bend that round. Bend that round. I don't have to use, I can't use my little curly pliers on this that I use for putting hooks in because there's not enough room to get in. Just there we are. And what I'll do when I've soldered it, I'll just stand them up so they look nice. But yeah, somebody commented that it was a nice design, this, with it having a heat shield on it, and they're absolutely right. It is. Brilliant. It's top. Yeah. Make sure that we're good joint there. Yep. So all we do next, just stand it up. There we are. Scraps! There we go. One done. 3 down, 1 down, 3 to go. I might even be able to just save snipping them. There we are. Go. That looks okay, but as they're out, as I'm doing it, may as well put new ones in. That's it. Oops. Scraps! Get in! In! Get that one off a minute so that I can hook that one round. There we go. We'll tack that one back on in a minute. There we go. That's that one done. Yep. Yep, that's nice. Lovely. Just bend the wire out of the way. It's not necessary, but it just makes it look neater. Now, next one. That's that one. That one. Have a look at the end of that. Yeah, that's not too bad either, but as they're out, as I'm in here, you know, they might as well. I mean, help if the wires, oh shit, keep off like this. It would help if the wires had stayed straight when I'm trying to melt the solder. There we are. That's it. Pull that through a little bit. And we can have it the same height as the rest. Bend that over. Bend this up. Just so it doesn't poke into that capacitor there. Right. That's the one in. That's that one. Yep. Scraps! Come on, you cunt. That one's been a bit of a bitch. Gotcha. Been a bit of a struggle that one, but we got him. Just bend this one up out of the way for a second or two. That's wedged in between them two resistors. Oh, we got him. Right. Yep. Always check your work. Always helps. Just check your work. Move that out of the way. There are those who say, I don't need to check my work. As far as I'm concerned, when you're doing this, you do. We'll sort of put a bit more solder on that in a minute. Just get this little lead through the back of here. There we are. There we go. Get it to the same, roughly the same height as the rest. We are incorrectly. We are. Now, bend that wire up. Doesn't have to be, but I prefer to bend them up. So we'll put a blob of solder in there. And put a blob on here. What we'll do now, we'll do this one so that it's a nice tight joint. There. Put a bit on here. There we go. Oops. Solder that wire in place onto that. Now, give that the pull test. That ain't going nowhere, that's okay. Now we've got this last one down here to test. So, I'm happy with this so far. This on that one, I believe. I would have thought it'd be on. Yeah, it is, it's that one. It's the old tester. Yeah. 8.8 microfarad. And I think that actually is an 8 microfarad capacitor. ESR is 1 ohm, but that's good enough. Yeah, that is a. Yeah, it is an 8 microfarad, that one. I'm just double checking. Because they put the fucking thing in the other way up and it's hard to fucking see. It's 300 volts. I can't see the value. And I'd like to. See, we can turn it round like we did with the other one last night. Get it in position. Yeah, 8 UF. That's good, that can stay. It's bang on value, there's no gunge coming out of it. Lovely. Right. Put that back down to where it's supposed to be. Yeah. Get them nice and straight. Yeah. What's that on that resistor? It's not a blowhole, it's just a mark. It's not burnt or anything, it's just a mark. But I'd like to check. I'm not a fan of these tube capacitors, but I haven't got any of the values, so they'll have to stay. They obviously used what they had. $12.5K. 12.5K. Yeah, that's good enough. Right. Now let's test these resistors. Sorry, my mistake. Let's test these capacitors and see how many of them are actually wankers. Right, that one is, well, they're all 47 microfarad. They're probably all okay apart from that one, but yeah, 56. Yeah. But if one's gone, you may as well replace the fucking lot. And that's that Gunji one. And even that read somewhere decent. Yeah, 55. And its ESR's low. But because it's got a gunge coming out of it, and that one's a bit squashed. Because it was pushed down in between a resistor. 2 resistors. I mean, they're in tolerance, but if you've got an issue, then you may as well replace the fucking thing. Open circuit low capacitance test. Test that one again. 68, that's a bit high. $59. ESR's not bad on them actually, to be honest. I could have got away with just replacing one, but I may as well replace a whole fucking lot of them. Right, let's just double check my work. Make sure these are all in the correct way. They are. I'm happy with them. They are, folks. That's got something in my eye. I'm going to make a brew in a minute. I'm going to shut my front door before I start getting creepy crawlies flying in. There we go. They are all nice and neat. And stood like soldiers, all the right height. Zoom you out a bit. There we go. Right. So, the next step, I need to work out which way the bloody speaker goes back on. I would imagine that, well, I can find that out dead easy, because what I can do, I can actually test for ground on continuity. Oh, nice, you can. Right. Right, you can't, because it reads either fucking way. You bastard. You bastard. Why couldn't you have put a fucking plug on it? Fuck. I'm gonna say, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna look and work this out. Right. Now let's go back onto here and see what we get. .1 ohm, 0.1 ohm, point nothing, that's a dead short that. And 0.2. So I would have to say that yep, that's ground. Yep. And the line, the brown, is reading 1 ohm. Sorry, 0.1 ohm. 0.1, 0.17. 1.7 we're getting there. Let's turn the continuity off and check the reading. Yep. And then check on here. Yep, black's ground. So black's the negative, obviously, so I'll just have to look at the speaker, see if the speaker's marked. You usually are. So now I know what I'm doing now. So basically, what it is now, folks, it's basically put this back into its chassis, back into its cabinet rather, and And then a cup of tea, I think. Well, a cup of coffee, I think. So let's move some of my tools. Move some of these tools out of the way so I've got room to bring the cabinet back up. I'll tell you what though, they're a real pleasure to service, these amplifiers. They are nice. You know, they're not as easy as a dance set, but there again, they're not as fucking basic either. There we bring the case back up. There we go. Right. See if the speaker's marked with a negative or a positive. No, it fucking isn't. It isn't. The speaker's not marked with a negative or a positive, it's just marked with its value, which is 15 ohms. I'm going to have to look at one of the other amplifiers. Jesus. Let's get my glasses on so we can have a better look. You'd think they'd mark the fucking speaker with negative or positive, wouldn't they? Oh, it is marked 15 ohms and there's a plus there, so the plus goes to the top. It is marked, yeah. It is. The brown goes to the top and the black goes to the bottom. What I'm thinking of doing, folks, to make life easier, because I really struggle, to be honest, to get this fucking thing out of the cabinet. What I'm thinking of doing, if it'll do it easy enough, which it will, yeah, I'm taking this brace out. Yeah, get this brace out. Yeah, let's take this brace out. There we go. It's designed to come out anyway, and I probably should have took that out in the first place. Right, so we've got the brace out, and that's going to really help in getting the amplifier back into it. Get these two lugs here, mounting things, whatever you want to call them, get them back into position, get the plugs out of the way. Now what we can do, we'll put the valves in. In fact, actually I'll put the valves in now. Let's get the valves back in. There they are. Let's put the valves back in. Just put them there for a second. Right. Start with our EZ80. They're pretty clean, these valves. Bit of dust on them, but nothing to worry about. Right. That's the so our EZ80 rectifier back in. There we go. Our first ECL86. Back in. Now a second, just give them a quick wipe with my finger. There we go. Yeah. Now we just give them a wipe, don't wipe the numbers off the fucking things. Not that it fucking matters, any engineer worth his salt knows a hacker amplifier uses an ECL 86. So you wouldn't expect a seasoned engineer to get stuck with an issue like that, would you? Right, now get the power cord. Put the power cord on top of the case for a minute because it sort of weighs a bit, pulls the amplifier down. Right, so slide this onto here so that all the feet are on the bench. Now make sure that they're straight so we don't have any fucking about. Yeah, they're alright there. So we'll start with just check, make sure that the plug's good, which it is. So now we plug in our AC. There we go. Oh, and I've got to repair that there, haven't I? I've got to solder that wire back on there, haven't I? Yeah. Don't want to forget that, do we? Actually, so if I get the solder, there's enough wire sticking out there to go on. Just a shame that I've left a little clearance. There we are. Between, see, we're going to push the amplifier in for a minute. There we go. Get the amplifier out of the way. Put a bit of solder on the actual socket, plug rather. Hold that there. There we go. Now, hold that there. Oops. Hold that still. That's good enough. Which way does it go? I think it goes that way. They're keyed so you can't get them wrong. You know, if they don't go in one way, they'll go in the other. They are keyed, so. There we are. Now the speaker. And I'll probably be able to put the speaker in once the amplifier is actually in place. So we'll put the amplifier where we need it. Try and not knock the tops off the valves in the process. We'll come over that way a bit. Right. So from a speaker, the brown goes, you can actually see Oh. Yeah, you can see that they, yeah, it's just a matter of being able to get my fucking fat fingers in there. Wow. That's the black on. They don't leave you a lot of clearance, folks. They do not give you a lot of clearance for getting the fucking speaker on. They use, I mean, yeah, admittedly they use a good, decent sized speaker, but you would have thought they'd have picked one where the holes were a bit further apart. I mean, if I have got this the wrong way around, it's no problem, because I'll make a note when I do the other amp. Wow, that's right. Just that there's not a lot of clearance in here. You don't get a lot of clearance to move your fucking hand about. I mean, there's clearance, but it's, the plug is so small. And my fingers are so freaking fat. Got it the right way around, haven't I? The actual, yeah, it's the right way around. Nah. I thought we were on then. Let's try doing it this way. So that needs to be straight there and straight on the pin. Oh, you couldn't, we were on then, I know. Jesus. I mean, the fucking right pain in the arse to get this fucking other wire on. Well, that's on, but I'm not happy with it. Yeah, it's on. Yeah, it's right. Yeah. Yeah, it's on. Thank fuck for that. It was a pain in the ass. Now, let's bring the amplifier slightly back. Put these things back in position. And I'm going to not get my fingers in there, I don't think. Or might. Right, just push that in position with a screwdriver. There we go. Put our piece of wood back in. Wind these screws out, just so that the piece of wood can slide back in there. There we go. Just makes it a lot easier. get there. I know, I think they've got a bit of clearance. I can slide the amp forward to just, and that goes in that way because the washer marks are there. No, it doesn't. Yeah, it's got to go. It goes in that way. Goes in that way. Get this into position. Put the power cord down because we're going to need to put that in position. In fact, actually, what can make life easier for myself, let's put that power cord retaining screw back in while I've got that fucking piece of wood out. I mean, why make life fucking difficult? Make it easier for yourself, Andy, you fat fucker. There we go. Dee dee dee. And that's the hole for it. And the power lead, I presume, comes out the back. There's me overstating the obvious. And it looks like it goes, that's the hole for it. Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely the hole. There ain't any more holes. Yeah, that's it. So if I hold that there, I say hold that there, it moved. Hold that there. That's it. And I presume the power cable goes under there. Just tighten that up. And remember, you just want it snug. Put this piece back in. Get it straight, well, get it perfectly straight, because you don't want this as straight as possible, you want it perfectly straight, because the amp has to go back in, and that is perfectly straight because the screws are going back how they should. And remember, just about snug. The holes in this are not very good, the screws have been out a few times, so that'll do. I mean, once the amp's on, it's tightened up, it'd be, see, that one doesn't even tighten, but we're okay. So what we need to do next, pull the amp up to here, make sure my things haven't moved where I set them. No, we're okay. Yeah, we're looking good. I washer for the front and a washer for the back. And then what we'll do, we'll make a lead up. So that's for the back. Oh, perfect. Fits like a glove. Power this thing up in a minute, and all I can do really is a buzz test till I make the lead up. I didn't even check to see if there's a bulb in this. Don't think they put a bulb in the amplifier, did they? Yeah, they did. It's there. I hope it works. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I hope it works, because it's fucking buried. So I hope it works. I don't fancy pulling all this out. Well, I don't think I'd have to. But yeah, the fucking bulb's buried. So I hope it works. He has actually got some bulbs that he's sent for me to put in his record players. So if we have to change the bulb, we have to change the bulb. He wants it done right. So if it's a case of me having to pull it, I won't have to pull all this back out again, that's for certain. I'll just have to undo, I think, just undo that clamp there and the whole lot should pop out, knobs included, if I remember rightly. It's gone in perfectly, but there's definitely a bulb in there, so you'll want it replaced. But like I say, he sent a pack of bulbs for that particular reason, so. You know, I'm a left-handed man in a right-handed world, and it's horrible. Let's tighten this fully. It's as tight as I can get it. Let's get the pliers on that other one. I don't think I'll get my tool on it, to be honest. No, it's too long. Let's get the pliers on it. So we can just get the pliers on. Let's just hold it because I'd like that one a bit tighter. Just about snug. There we are. That's it. Now I can get my tool in here. Get my tool in. Tighten the amplifier to the floor. You only want to do it snug, folks. Remember that. Keep that word in mind. Snug. Not fucking swing on it like there's no tomorrow. Right. Can't fucking see that one. Just about. There we are, we're on. Let's check the voltage, make sure it's set as it should be, because some people have an habit of fucking moving them. No, we're on 250, which is what we want to be on. Yeah, look at that there, the final choice. It's fucking right, that, innit? Yeah. I mean, this thing's in mint condition. I can't believe the condition of this thing. Even now, I still can't. I mean, there we go. 3 screws left. You notice I'm putting this together without even testing the amplifier first. Well, the way I look at it, folks, unless there's a fucking... I mean, if I have to pull the back off to change the bulb, I will. It'll take 2 minutes. I mean, you can actually take these amplifiers and, you know, you could actually use them if you got 2 of them. I mean, and you didn't have the record players. You could, in theory, you could use them as a stereo amplifier and connect your fucking DVD player. Or I know it sounds sacrilege that, but you could. You know, you could use them. That's got to be stuck back in as well. Amplifier loudspeaker model. That's come off the chassis. So if we've got to change the bulb, we've got to put that in anyway. But I'm not putting that in just floating about because it's... I'll pull the back off and stick it back on, or... Right. There we go. We don't need a lot of cord. Let's turn it round. Plug it in. Oh, thankful for that, the bulb works. Let it warm up. Can hear something. There we are. Make sure there's no actual hum. And there isn't, you know, it's as silent as an angel's fart. Now if I just get me little tool, well, I can use my meter probe. Turn the volume down. There. Treble. Bass. Right. That crackling was just me wiggling that about. There you go. I'll make the lead up for this in a bit. I'm going to have a brew first and maybe something to eat because my stomach thinks my throat's been cut. So let me zoom out. And there you have it. That is the Hacker AL42 amplified speaker. So there we are. 2 out of 2. Another 2 to do. He's planning on coming back at weekend for him. Do I have the ability to get this done before weekend? Or am I just jerking off? We shall have to see. Anyway, folks, thank you very much for watching. Mind you saying that, I've done the record player. Between last night and the night before, and I did the amp. I did this amp tonight. So yeah, yeah, I think I have the ability to get it all sorted for him. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. More will come later. Bye for now.